see the actual card underneath.
You guys can see the actual cards. Jared's gonna do the drawing for us today. Okay, Jared. Close your eyes, Jared. How much is it today?
Please.
How much is it? 300?
Throwing them around.
Yeah, 300.
Ready?
Yep, we're ready.
This lucky person right there.
Jason Garola.
And of course he's not on. He never is. You got Jason Patterson.
Yeah, no Jason Garola. So was that 300, Jackie?
Yep.
So we were at 300. So now we're gonna be at 320 next week. 320.
That's a lot of money.
I
Yes.
swore you were gonna pick me, dude.
I
That's
know,
okay.
right.
Can I
That's no reason I go.
put two cards in there?
Yep.
Just kidding.
One Axon, one
Yep.
downtown?
Bust out your braille cards.
Yep. So before we get started with our open house training, and Jared and Fred have both graciously volunteered to be on our panel. So I'm going to ask a few questions, and then we're going to open it up for questions for you guys for what, we'll do a Q&A. But before we do that, I wanted to give a couple of shout outs. Number one, Joseph Morales was 1%, is top 1% of Veterans United. He is in the top 1% of all of the agents in Veterans United. And so that is an awesome achievement. Joseph works his rear off to do that. So for Veterans United, it is not just veterans. He's helping veterans and non-veterans, but he's in top 1% of all of the agents in Veterans United, which was great. Eric, and Eric's last name, he has like 3 of them, Jackie. Which one do we use?
It's Medina Vasquez.
Yeah, Medina Vasquez.
I'm writing all his stuff with his middle name, Salvador. So
Yes.
I confuse myself.
So I have no idea what poor Eric's last name is, but it's Eric Salvador Medina, whatever. I just know it's E-R-I-K, Eric. So Eric has been licensed 3 months. He's closed 2 escrows, and I think he's got more in escrow right now. So want to give a shout out to Eric.
3 months.
3 months. He's working really hard. And he's doing a lot with TikTok. And I looked at his TikTok account, and he had one that had one, and this is crazy to me. It was a mobile home. He did a video of a mobile home, and he had 79,000 views on it. A mobile home. And I was like, okay.
I know where I'm going after this.
Yeah. So go on to
You have plenty to be
Yeah.
so.
Say, wait a minute, so you're the king on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, Chelsea Mangano, Pastorello test. So she passed, and so did Anna Ballou. So those 2 passed their LO. So that was great. And Anna is also, I don't know if I'm actually supposed to share this. I don't know if Anna's on. Oh, she is. Anna's on. But Anna's writing a book. And I am so excited. And it's about, I don't even know. Anna, you're on here. Tell us a little bit about what the book is about. Anna? There you go. Oh,
Man, you're putting me on the spot here.
I know. I didn't even know if I was supposed to announce it,
That's
but
okay.
I'm so excited that one of our own is writing a book. So just tell us a little bit about what it's about, Anna.
It's just basically agent stories, and I'm compiling them and trying to make them into some lessons or discussion questions that could help if somebody was a brand new agent, didn't have a lot of experience. There's a lot to be learned off just some of our stories. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
Jared has a lot to share.
Yes, Jared has
yeah.
a lot. I know Fred has some interesting situations. And I know Anna's trying to use it like as a learning thing too. Like how would you, a discussion point, as well as maybe be careful, don't do this so you don't
Right.
get yourself in that situation. So I thought that was awesome. And congratulations, Anna, on passing your LO test, and Chelsea as well. That's amazing. And then as a group, our closings, this is why Jackie is working so hard trying to get all our CDAs done. In February, we closed 45 escrows, which was great. In March, we did 50. In April, as of now, we're at 46, and we've got 8 more days to go. So we are going to surpass what we did in March. And I got on the Axon huddle this morning, and they were really talking about how slow things were. And a lot of them were saying how slow, and I thought, not around here. Like, we're moving. So I think I know you guys are working hard and you're doing a great job. And I just wanted to kind of acknowledge that we're at 46. We closed 10 on Friday. 10 last Friday.
And what the 51 is we had 51 agents take on listings since we switched to Axon.
Yes.
So that's 51 agents that have all had at least one listing since January to now.
So whatever you guys are doing, it's working because that's awesome. So
half of our agents have listings.
So today we're going to talk about open houses. And as in my graphic says, it's more than just cookies and flyers, right? So we're going to pick the brain of Jared and Fred here. And I'm going to start it out with a couple of questions and then we'll just roll from there. Preparation. What do you guys do before the open house to prepare for an open house?
I keep a box in my garage that's got everything you would need if the house is completely empty, like a vacant home, something like that. So hand soap, a hand towel, a roll of toilet paper, a couple of candles in case you get there and it doesn't smell great. All that kind of stuff is just always ready. Everything that I will need other than food and stuff to print out is ready to go at any time, just because I don't want to have to do anything more than glance in that box the day before and make sure that everything's there. I want that morning to be as boring as possible for me, because honestly, I don't like doing open houses. So if I'm already like stressed out and running behind schedule and all of that, by the time I get there, I'm already in the wrong mindset. The more relaxed I can be, the better. So I have all that ready at all times. That way all I've got to do is printouts, which is really easy. Even if I'm making the flyers myself, they've already sent us a template the last time you hosted an open house. So even if something comes up last minute, you're just swapping in pictures and changing out the wording on the flyer. The design's already done. Other than that, I like to run a set of comps for the house before I go. Obviously, if I haven't set foot in the house yet, because it's not my listing, I'm not going to know exactly where I would price it or anything, but it gives me a chance to kind of see what the neighborhood's doing. And a lot of times, informed buyers completely uninformed buyers will walk in with an idea in their head of, well, this house is worth this to me. And now I'm sitting there with something that shows where in that neighborhood this house sits. Oh, this is the nicest house in the neighborhood. The last one is selling, or last few that were really nice sold for around this, so it's priced appropriately. That kind of stuff, just basics. It's nothing too in depth.
Right.
And then the one thing that I do that I don't think most people do is I do a raffle every week that I do an open house. I raffle off $50 worth of gift cards. I do a $25 and $5 ones. The reason being, I want people to sign in, and when they do sign in, I want them to give me real information. So it's just a little hook, and $5 doesn't seem like much, but you'll get more accurate phone numbers, names, and I don't know how many times people have kind of smiled and gone back and changed their phone number on a sign-in sheet after I've told them that we're doing a raffle. So that's a really easy thing to do, and it's gotten me some clients over the last couple of years where I have a reason to meet them in person. And maybe we didn't have that great connection at the open house, but having a real reason to contact them, to provide that tiny bit of service to them, like, here's something for you, I'm not even asking for anything in return, they're going to remember you even if they buy a year or two later. You've got a much better chance of not just being one more realtor they saw at an open house that day.
That's awesome. That's really good. I think the raffle is a great idea because they do. Because it is hard. We all know it is hard to get real phone numbers out of these people, right? They give us fake phone numbers, so that is awesome. Jared, what do you do prior?
I too, like Fred, have a box. It's the standard Costco black box with the yellow lid with a bunch of knickknacks in there. So the cheap aisle in Target that has all the, you walk in by the courtesy desk, I shop right there and get all these little home designs and stuff like that. And dessert platter things. I could just, put all my stuff out there. I do snacks. Just grab whatever's available, cookies or snack bars and waters and drinks, whatever. And then I try to get some information. There's so many different sources you can pull information from. So I'll bring market reports from the MLS that Maribel and I go to religiously, and current interest rates from a lender. So the other thing too is I'll ask them questions about what do they like and what do they don't like about the house. And we all know the statistics of getting a sale at the open house are low. But a good testimonial I have is they didn't like the kitchen. I go, there's a home I looked at yesterday I think you'd like. This is over in like 5 minutes. Would you like to go? And they're like, yeah. It was new construction. Took them over there. They liked it. And, lo and behold, they end up buying there,
That's awesome.
So,
Do you guys ask if they have an agent when they walk through the door? How do you work that into the conversation? Because don't you feel like that stops the conversation right there? And you don't want to waste your time, but what are your thoughts on that? And also, these are real basic questions, but how do you ask them to sign in? Like, do you just say, what is it? What's the script you use to get them to sign in?
That's how I ask if they have an agent, is I ask them, please sign in, and if you are working with a realtor, on the little line there that asks if you have a realtor, please write their name, because it's not appropriate for me to be calling you if you're already working with someone, and that gets that out of the way.
And it sounds less harsh, don't you think, Fred, than like, if you get out of the gate, do you have an agent?
And then you roll your eyes and walk away?
Yeah, right. And it's still like, I'm still gonna help you, but just give me the information that I need.
Yeah, if they tell me they have an agent, it really doesn't change the conversation for me, because I'm not a used car salesman, right? Like, that's not how I'm trying to come across anyway, so the only difference is really gonna be if they start asking about, would the sellers come down a little on price, or do you think they'd give me, and I'll just let them know, like that's, if you're working with an agent, that is a question that I need to come from them. It's inappropriate for me to get into, because technically we're negotiating already.
Right.
And so even like a basic question like that, I just don't ethically want to cross that line. Have your agent give me a call.
Have you ever had anybody come back to you after an open house because you were so helpful?
Yes.
And maybe their agent wasn't, and they said, I want to switch to you?
Yeah, I have people that'll tell me at the open house, we're really not happy with our agent, or because the big thing for me at an open house, you're not going to talk somebody into buying a house.
No.
So don't try. You're there to, I started off thinking we were tour guides, right? We're gonna, look at this pretty thing over here and blah, 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 and this will be great for your family. I don't know them. I don't know what they want yet. So the biggest thing for me is walk them through the house, ask them, do you like this? Do you like that? Because you're gonna get more information. We have 4 kids, so we need at least 4 bedrooms. 5 would be nice, or we don't even cook. We don't care about the kitchen, or whatever that is. You're getting an idea of what else they might like. You're also getting an idea of if that is the right house, because maybe it is. And if it is, now you're just trying to kind of confirm that. Like, okay, did you guys need something like this, or were you looking for this, or is this a negative for you? And what I try to tell people at open houses is no house is going to be perfect, but that list of things that you would want to change in a house, unless you're intentionally buying a fixer-upper, you don't want that list to get too long.
Yeah.
And if you can kind of diffuse that, when they walk in, sometimes people do treat you like a used car salesman. We're like, oh, we're just kind of looking, we're not real serious. And like, well, that's cool. I'm standing in this house you're looking at, so let me show you around, is a lot nicer than, so you guys gonna buy this or what? Is how they expect us to come across. So I'm focused on trying to teach them something about something to do with the house, something to do with the home buying process. Ideally, I like to point out something that's wrong with the house. Because that completely gets rid of that sense of being pushy or trying to push the house on.
It disarms them.
And you're building credibility, you're demonstrating value and expertise. And that's where I usually end up with people like, you seem to know a lot more than our agent does. Or I'll ask them, so where's your agent today? we're here with you. And they'll be like, oh, they're out of town. Oh, okay. I mean, we all need a break sometimes. I usually like to go with my client. And that kind of that's as pushy as I will ever get to trying to talk somebody into working with me instead of their agent. It's usually them being like, well, we're not happy with our agent. Well,
Yeah.
And I'll tell them, look, you have a representation agreement with them. You also have my phone number. Once one is done,
Call me.
give me a call if you want.
That's
I'd be
awesome.
happy to work with you.
So you're always coming from a place of contribution. You're gonna teach them something,
Yeah.
helping, giving,
Yeah.
giving, not asking, just
Right.
giving.
Like, even if you're a brand new agent, you know more about this process than they do. If
Yeah.
you walked into the home an hour ago and looked around, you know more about the house than they do.
Yep.
So find your comfort zone in knowing that even if you know less than the other agents around you, you know more than that potential client that just walked in.
That's great. Have you ever converted, Jared, a neighbor,
Um,
either as a buyer or a listing? Have either of you ever done that?
a listing, yeah. Yeah.
Don't you think those are gold?
Yeah.
When the neighbors come
Yep.
over.
They see how professional you are and how well you're set up.
How do you guys identify if that's a neighbor? I mean, if
They
they
usually
don't just.
tell you,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that they're just looking.
like,
they
right
look
when
around.
they walk in. And I don't want to tell them, like, you're my favorite people that will come today because you own a home that you'll want to sell at some point.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you might have family that's looking to move into the neighborhood or something like that. And like, you're exactly who I'm here for, because the people looking to seriously, like, are interested in this house right now probably already have an agent.
Yep.
So you're more valuable to me, the person
That's
that's
right.
thinking about maybe selling next year or whatever. On average, you're probably more valuable to me than the person that's walking in like, I want to buy a house this weekend.
And another reason, don't you think, to be helpful and coming from contribution, because that neighbor's like, look how helpful that agent
Mhm.
is. I like an agent for that.
Yeah,
To
after
sell
we
my
told
house.
them that they weren't going to benefit from us directly this weekend, they were still engaged and happy to talk to us and not trying to blow us off to go talk to somebody else.
Yeah, that's great. Do you do anything, do you think, to make your open houses more memorable than anybody else's? Is there anything special that you do?
Well, one thing I inadvertently realized is I had a open house on my listing out in Fraser Valley, kind of a hard spot to, be driving. You'd have to want to go out there and know in advance. And I was amazed at how much people did go out there. I was like, man, this is great. I was worried about it striking out that day. And a few people, I said, well, what brings you in today? I seen it on Realtor, I seen it on Zillow. And I had listed that open house or advertised it so far in advance on the MLS, and it automatically plugged into those outlets. So that's kind of a good takeaway I didn't realize before. The sooner that you put it on there, the better it's going to.
Will it auto go to Zillow if
Yeah,
you put
it
it on the
does.
MLS? Oh, it does. Okay, I see.
It even, on Zillow, you get a little special icon on that listing when there's an open house coming up. So when and there's a filter, you can put only open houses. So it really does stand out when somebody's just scrolling through. It's why I like to get my listings on by like Thursday at lunchtime,
Yeah,
because that way I've got people on their lunch break that day, and then for the rest of the week that, we all have, like, when we're searching for homes, we're sending them to our significant others, we're scrolling when we have a few minutes of downtime, so that lunchtime or right after work or right after dinner, all of a sudden those people are trying to figure out whether they're going to go look at homes that weekend or whether there's something worth looking at. If that open house is popping up with an icon that catches their eye, there's a much better chance that they're going to come.
I'm gonna ask you some strategy questions. So, how do you pick which homes are the best ones? What days are the best days? What times? How many signs do you put up? Tell me that kind of stuff. Like, how do you pick a house for an open house?
You want to pick something that has a lot of traffic, so that kind of mindset would draw me to, pick a particular house by location that has a lot of streets, traffic, and then sign placement I think is huge. Identifying too, because people will go and they're not even sure, even with the for sale sign in the front yard, so have a big old 12-foot sign and put up too. So there's no doubt that this is the open house. It's right here, balloons.
Right.
Yeah, I generally I want something that it's going to be the first weekend on the market, if
Yeah.
there is a good one available.
Yeah.
Because anybody who's looking at it popping up that already has a search set up, whether it's from their agent or from Zillow or Realtor or whatever, that's going to be fresh in their mind. So you're gonna generally get more traffic when it's a fresh listing. After a price reduction can help. High traffic, definitely. I also think your price range is important.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, like, they want that $1 million sale. There's not that many buyers. And those buyers, it's not their first home, so there's a better chance, or a higher chance that they're already gonna have an agent.
That's true.
If you can find something around the median home price of the town you're in, so for most of our area, you're talking about right around 400K. So 300 to 525-ish, probably, you're gonna get the most traffic. Because just statistically, there's more families in that area that can afford that home. So don't chase the fanciest listing out there. Like, find something where you're gonna get good, consistent traffic, and it's gonna increase your chance of that weekend paying off for you.
That's great advice.
Good advice. Yep.
What about fixer-uppers? Have you ever done open houses on kind of not so great, not real bright, shiny homes? Have you ever done that?
If it's my listing, fine.
Yeah.
Typically, no. The people that are buying fixer-uppers, it's probably not their first time doing it.
Yep.
And if they're the people that buy a fixer-upper and fix it up and sell it or whatever, they have a consistent agent they're already working with for those almost every time.
Okay.
Would I be open to doing it? Sure, if that's the best option out there. But typically, I want something where, those main pictures that pop up, that curb appeal, the nice kitchen, the nice backyard, that's what I'm usually looking for.
So basically, strategy is good area, high traffic area, recently listed, and median price range, a good price range. Because you're right, you get up too high, they've already got their own agents. They're not, it's not their first rodeo.
Yeah. So then you're relying on neighbors, right? If you can get neighbors to come to that high price point house, maybe you get a listing eventually.
Right.
But especially if you're a newer agent, I don't need long-term prospects. I need to sell a house.
That's
so it's tempting. I know I was guilty of it when I was a new agent. I was like, I want a big check,
Yeah.
I want to go walk through fancy houses with fancy people. And it really ends up being, you kind of get over your head with people that have bought several houses and you haven't sold several houses yet, or just dealing with, I'm here all day, 3 people came through and all 3 have an agent.
So that leads into, I was going to ask you, what's the biggest open house mistake you've made? And I think you just said maybe one of them was early on going for high price when you probably could have had more traction with something that was a little bit less. Any other things that you used to do or that you've learned through your open house, through your experience as an agent, that you don't do anymore?
Location. Going back to location, I've had some really poor turnouts where the home was just not located in a good traffic area.
Yeah.
Sunday football days, never a good thing for me.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
do you think about days? Like, what is it? What about evening? What about weekday open houses? Have either of you had luck with that?
I have not tried that. I have talked to a lot of agents that have said they've had success with evening open houses, but it would have to be a really high traffic area to be able to get signs out on a really busy street or two, for me to really feel like that was going to be worth the time, because you're also chasing the seller out of their home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like a Thursday evening, if they've got kids or they go to work early in the morning, like they're not going to want to be out of there either. So you need to make it worth their time too. If I'm going to have 2 groups come through, is that worth interrupting their dinner?
Probably not.
So it's.
Or target a vacant listing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, vacant I could definitely see. But it needs to be a situation where it's like a holiday weekend, Easter weekend, so I'm going to do Friday, Saturday because nobody's coming on Sunday. Something like that, I could see that working well.
Have you ever done weekdays or weekends?
I have, but not too much great results. But I have heard other agents that have
Yeah.
good results.
I know. I mean, traditional is what? Saturday.
Saturday for me.
Sundays.
I like Saturday a lot.
And what's better, Saturday or Sunday? And does it matter? Is it affected by what sports are going on? I mean, it's.
Yeah,
I
football
think
season-
Saturdays are better for me. So
During football season, Saturdays, you're going to get double traffic. When it's not football season, they tend to be pretty even.
okay.
Depending on what time you do them. I know everybody likes the 1 to 4 slot. I like doing 11 to 2, and I don't leave until there's nobody left. So I'm there pretty regularly until 2:45 or whatever. I feel like I get more people coming out of church that way on Sunday, especially.
Yeah.
And I have riders that go on top of my open house signs that say the day and time that I'm hosting. So
Oh.
I leave my signs up. Like, I'd love to say I always put them out on Friday night for Saturday open houses. I generally don't. I put them out Saturday morning and I pick them up Sunday at the end. But you can't really do that unless you have something saying what time the open house is, because people will just go knock on the door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have those signs for each time slot I've ever done, because they're what, $20 for a rider,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna reuse it. But I put those signs out, and I have a lot of people that will come on Sunday that say they drove by on Saturday afternoon, and we were like 2 hours too late, so we decided to come today. So my Sundays are usually pretty even with my Saturdays.
Okay. Have you ever?
I seldom do it on Sunday, but I still have better luck on Saturdays for me personally. Yeah, and I'm usually from 11 to 3 in that time slot. You know,
You do 4 hours?
I've done some 6 hours. I think the longest
Oh
one
my
before. Yeah,
God.
If it's gonna be a really good traffic one, yeah, I'll be there all day if I need to.
Right.
but I'm being productive too. If it's dead, I'm working on my computer. I'm making videos.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
being productive.
So what do you guys do after the open house? You get some leads, you got your sign-in sheet, then what happens?
For me, the first thing, if it's not my listing, I'm texting the listing agent. Here's how many people came through. Here's the agents that people told me they had. So if they get an offer from an agent that never scheduled a showing, it makes sense. And typically, if there's anybody that I had a really good connection with, I'm following up with them right away. Like before I even pull out of the driveway.
And what do you ask them?
I just thank them for coming by. I mean, if there's a relevant question I'm answering, then great. But typically, I'm going to thank them for coming by, let them know that I'll be doing the raffle in the morning, and
The raffle.
so that I'll touch base with them in the morning. And I'll admit, I'm a little bit shady with the raffle. The $25 one, I always legitimately raffle off randomly, and a few of the $5 ones. But I'll usually keep one or two of the $5 ones specifically to call people that I want to get in touch with.
Yeah.
It just gives me a real reason to contact them. So if there's somebody that, well, we're thinking about buying in 6 months, I don't want to bug them next day like, hey, when's a good chance to sit down and talk? Like, that's obnoxious. But if I'm like, hey, you got one of my $5 gift cards, I'm running around town today, where can I drop it off?
Well, that's
That
great.
is such a nice opportunity to get.
That's brilliant. Yeah. So that raffle helps you two different ways, right? It's helping you getting names and
Yeah.
good numbers, and then a follow-up, another reason to, that's awesome.
Yeah, and if it helps me sell an extra home every 20 years, it's already paid for itself. Like, it's not a big
Absolutely.
expense.
Absolutely. What do you do afterwards, Jared?
I like to make a little video. Just kind of shows the public what I was doing that day, and then it doesn't matter. MLS tour on Tuesday. I just did a real quick video of the front of Crystal Peterson's house, and I got like 4 people message me, "Where's this at? This that? You can't even see the house." It was a front only, but everybody loved it. So I like to do a little video. Just wrapped up my open house. Had great results. If you're interested in buying, market's hot.
Could you reach out to me if you missed the open house
Yeah.
for a private showing, right?
Yep.
Do you
Add that
do
in
it
there.
before?
Not really. Sometimes I'll take a picture of like a downtown sign and just no caption or nothing, so people know like, ooh, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know.
How do you call people that sign in? What's your script for that, Jared?
I'll usually follow up with them like the next day. Hey, it was so nice meeting you yesterday. Just know the home's still available. If there's something else you'd like to look at that may not be specific to that home, just know here's some other options, and I'll send them some other homes too. Yeah.
So you just use it as another opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to reach out to them. We all know. I mean, have either of you ever sold a house from an open house? You know what I mean? Like the buyer actually came to the open house and they. Oh, you have.
So it's been a couple years now, but for a while I had a small team. I kept it 2 or 3 agents at a time, and I would always have them, at least one of them, with me at an open house. So I always referred those out. But yeah, quite regularly it would be somebody that came to the open house, didn't have an agent, and they liked the house. And okay, well, if this is the right fit, great. Here's so and so. They work with me. I train them. They do everything the same way, but at least that way, your private conversations stay private, and you can be a little comfortable. So I always referred those out just because it was good to get newer agents' experience and all that. But it happens regularly where people will come in and be like, you know what? We like the neighborhood, we're visiting family down the street, or we don't want to leave our kid's school district, but our house, our family's growing, whatever. It just happens to be the right house. So it does happen.
Have you ever?
I don't think I have. Trying to recall, but I don't think I've picked up a buyer from that open house that bought that exact house.
But you've picked up buyers from
Tons of them, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for new agents, I mean, don't you guys think it's
No-brainer.
natural? It's a
Mhm.
Yeah,
no-brainer.
I think, and I wish that I had started doing open houses the right way or with the right
Yes.
intention when I was new. Because nobody taught me. I was on a team that had a team lead that was just like, answer these Zillow calls and go sell some houses. And I said, okay. The single best way to get in front of a lot of people to talk about real estate when you're a new agent is open houses. I would recommend team up with somebody with some experience, host an open house with them. And if you're really new, maybe you don't even talk to anybody that day, just listen.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see people come and go, and as you get more comfortable talking to them, you're gonna have a conversation, they're gonna leave, and you're like, why did I say this? Or why didn't I say this? Somebody else is walking in 5 minutes. That's your chance. Like, you can't put a value on just getting comfortable talking to people about real estate. And it's the best way to get in front of a lot of people in a short amount of time.
And don't you think, I mean, I know sometimes agents do big spreads and, big food, but honestly, if you're a new agent, right, and you're trying to lead gen through
Mhm.
open houses, it doesn't have to be super fancy, don't you think? I think the information is worth more than the snacks.
Yeah, most of the snacks you're taking home at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah.
People don't usually eat a lot of them. I think if you're in a really nice home, you probably need to do something
A little more.
decent. Otherwise, it just seems a little strange that
Right.
the expectations set a little higher. But for most homes, I walk through the grocery store, bakery section, and whatever's on sale or looks like kids will love it, I'll grab some. Most of them don't get eaten, but I'm strictly focused on what the kids will want. Because the adults are there to buy a house, right? Or might be there to buy a
That's
house.
good advice.
The kids want to leave. The first one they go to, they'll have fun for 5 minutes. After that, they just want to get back in the car.
Smart.
Sure.
So if I can slow them down with a cookie or a cupcake or whatever, then I have a few more minutes to talk to their parents without them getting pushed out the door.
Have either of you used the Lofty sign-in sheet, the QR code, on the laptop yet?
I have not yet.
Me neither.
I need to start because more and more people are comfortable with that.
Because their information goes away, right? And
Mhm.
because on the sign-in sheets, sometimes they're one after the other.
Mhm.
I just didn't know. I know Ronnie's used it. A few people have used it, and it's kind of. I used it at the coast. It was interesting, and it looks very professional, especially when you
Okay.
put it on a laptop.
Yeah, my concern has always been that somebody would take that as a little intrusive,
Mhm.
I guess. Like if they were hesitant to sign in at all to begin
Yeah.
with, I think we're all we should be cautious about what we're putting out there.
Right.
And autofill is a little scary for a lot of people. They're like, how much information am I giving you?
It's basically the same info.
But I'm from somebody's perspective that doesn't know that.
Right. They might think it's going to be
I
something
can
else.
see, yeah, I could see them being a little hesitant, but honestly, I haven't tried it. So
What if
I
you
should.
did both? What if you had your laptop set up with a QR code and a sign-in sheet?
That
They could do what either one they're
Yeah, the only
with.
downside I see there is your sign-in sheet's gonna look fairly empty, and we are pack animals. Like, if nobody else has signed in, we don't wanna be the first one to do it.
That's true.
But I usually put a fake contact on the sign-in sheet at the beginning anyway, so
That's a good
nobody has
idea.
to be the first one.
So you start
Yeah.
it off.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I put my grandma's contact info everywhere. But yeah, I mean, I see the upside of it, definitely, because it's dropping straight into your database instead of you having to enter it in later, so nothing's getting forgotten. To be honest, I haven't done it yet.
Do you think there's anything that new agents overcomplicate doing open houses? Like, what would your advice be to new agents that are just getting started? What would you tell them with open houses?
Get the fear factor out of your system. Just go in, be prepared to talk and have conversations. Good conversations, So
And stop being afraid of telling someone you don't know.
Yes.
I don't know, I'll
Yeah.
find out, or let me double check.
Mhm.
There is nothing wrong with that unless you don't follow through on updating them with the answer.
And don't you think it gives them it gives you another opportunity to reach out to them, right?
It does.
If you have to find some information, oh, let me get your number, I'll call you back. Now you got their number.
Well, even just minor stuff like, what's the square footage of the house? Oh man, we're at like 2,200 square feet. Let me double check. Or it's on flyer. It's that. No, very few people are going to have an issue with you not remembering exactly what year the house is built, especially if it's not your listing.
Yeah.
So just relax. Nobody's an expert that's walking through that door. Just, you're fine.
It's
if
okay
you
if
need
you
to ask a
don't
couple
know
questions, you're going to
everything,
be okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is the best advice. Success stories. Do you guys have any big success stories with open houses? How about something that went really good or something that went really bad? What do you got?
I got one of each. Go ahead.
Really good. Well, the one that I got new construction right away, that was kind of cool.
That's pretty awesome.
You know, and they weren't working with the agent and all that good stuff. Just getting more clients, you know, and then doing a good job for them. Then it's just a snowball effect. Nothing's really stand out to me because it just happens naturally. You know, gives me an opportunity to meet people, talk to people, shine a little bit. You hope. And then they select me, and we don't necessarily buy that house, but we go look on, you know, go on an adventure, and it closes eventually. So
Yeah,
that's benefits for me.
yeah, and it's worked for you, Jared.
Yeah, nothing too fancy about it, just the consistency.
So do you typically get a client from every open house that you do?
No, I don't think so. No, because some open houses I'll have 2 or 3 people walk through. Maybe they don't answer the phone call afterwards. They put a wrong number or something. You know, maybe they're really just looking or something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
My goal is if I can get one real client
Mhm.
out of a 2-day open house,
You're thrilled, right?
Yeah.
the weekend was worth it. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll get 2. But if you're averaging at least one real client, maybe they don't qualify or whatever, but they're actually interested in, I want to buy a house and I'm happy to work with you. That's the goal. I'll tell you the bad story first. I had a guy that I put a sign directly across the street from the open house, an open house sign, and it was on that little strip of grass where there's the sidewalk and then the grass and then the street. And he came over to the open house with the sign and was like, "Why did you put this on my lawn?" And I said, "Because I'm hosting an open house, but I can move it if you want." And he's like, "Well, that seems like a bit of a microaggression. Like, my grass isn't as important as theirs, or you would have put it on there." And I'm like,
Oh my God.
I don't think, and I had to tell the guy, like, I don't think this conversation is going to go the direction you want it to go.
Yeah.
I will not put that sign back on your lawn. I promise. Have a good day. And he insisted on continuing the conversation
Oh, we wanted to argue.
It's competition.
until I got to the point where I was like, look, I'm going to tell you right now, if anyone comes through this door and you are interrupting what I'm trying to do, I'm going to call the cops. And if you continue after that, I'm going to have to call an ambulance. Leave me alone. Go away.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing. I'm like, what? This is ruining your day? And the guy was like 25. It wasn't like some grumpy old neighbor that just angry somebody parked in front of their house or something. No idea. It was the weirdest thing.
That is weird.
And so, yeah, so you get some weirdos every once in a while. Success story, I had one listing that turned into a feeding frenzy off of one open house. It was during COVID, so everything was, you know, you're getting 20, 25 groups through an open house and 7 offers written that day. But I had an open house, it was in Fresno, in a good area, good schools, and we had the guy that ended up buying that listing came to that open house. I referred him to an agent I had, and so he ends up buying that one. I got a listing 3 or 4 houses down that also sold the first weekend it was on the market, which happened to be the next weekend. It was the same floor plan. So all of those people that came to that first open house now got an invite to the second one. I double into the second one.
Wow.
An agent that was with me at open houses at both, not the one that I referred it out, the first buyer out to, She ended up picking up one buyer for different homes out of each of those, and I sold a new construction house like 8 months later or something to somebody who came to the second house.
Wow.
It was the lowest effort I've ever put into making that much money in my life. It was just like, it felt like winning in a casino. It
A
was,
lot of bang for your buck, right?
Yeah,
You
we-
know, it just snowballed.
yeah, and I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go into a couple of lean months after that. It was that easy. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you just get lucky and it snowballs. But
Yeah.
but typically, it has been the best pipeline I've had that hasn't cost me a fortune.
That's amazing, because that is it. I mean, and that's a great skill set, right? To do an open house. That also leads you into the same skill set of showing properties. You know, it's all that same skill set that we use, talking to people, coming from a place of being helpful, not salesy, you know, that's amazing. Does anybody have any questions, either here or online? Do we have any, Chris Webb, Chris Webb.
Of all the people that come through, what would you say is the percentage right around of people that come through based off of your signs, seeing your signs and coming in?
Oh,
It
Like-
varies so much. And I do ask people, because it's a good icebreaker, how did you hear about it? Did you see it online or did you follow the signs?
I'm gonna guess like 80%.
you think
I think
it's
it's
real
high.
science?
I do. Yeah, the signs are there. They're out there. You know, they're like, and they're looking like yard sales. People go yard selling. They're looking for open houses. Yeah, because I start seeing the same people too.
Yeah, there are
Yeah,
people
regulars.
that are real looky-loos that you're just like, oh, good to see you guys again. And did you buy anything yet?
You're still here.
You're freaking clients.
So a high percentage of them come in from the signs.
Sometimes, definitely, the
How
listing.
important is the sign
right
post?
now, definitely.
So
Crucial.
how important is science?
I think it's crucial.
Yeah.
I won't even just. I'll actually kind of set it up and then take a couple steps back and look like, okay, I might alter it just to make sure it's that direction of traffic is going to see it the best. You know.
How many signs do you guys usually put up?
If I'm borrowing signs from a broker, I'll typically do like 6.
Yeah.
If I'm using my own signs, 12, 20,
Yeah.
whatever.
Whoa.
However many are necessary to lead people from 2 major streets in different directions.
I think Visalia is harder too than like Porterville. Don't you think, Chris? Because there's a lot of little, you know, some
more streets,
They're
yeah.
spread out. The
Yeah.
major streets are kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it is so crucial. The payoff versus the work you're putting into putting out signs, right? If that one person sees that listing that comes in, buys that listing or something else with you, or has a house to sell, or has a refrigerator they want to get rid of and your client needs one, like whatever it is, the amount of effort it takes to put out a couple extra signs is so tiny
Yeah.
compared to what you could stand to gain from it. So I want to put out as many as is reasonable.
Yeah.
I got a couple
About
questions.
6.
What's that?
I got a couple questions.
Go ahead.
What if the house doesn't have the greatest smell? Is there an alternative to the candles that you've ever used? Candles would be kind of a question in my mind. Like, why are you burning candles?
Well, the alternative would be like the plug-in air fresheners.
With the
I've
scent
done
spray.
that before too.
Yeah.
Oh, they spray it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just a
I carry some scent spray in my my black box. It's in there with the candles.
And then do you ever play any ambient music? No lyrics or anything, just some quiet noise.
Sometimes it depends on how much battery my Bluetooth speaker has that morning. Before I leave the house.
Yeah.
I like to, if there's a football game on, I will absolutely put it on the TV.
Really?
Just with the volume really low, because you see the husbands like slowly walk through the living room and then they speed through everything else and slowly, because they don't even want to be there. They want to be on the couch.
And it could be a conversation starter too, right? I mean, if the husband, we're talking about the game, like, oh, what do you think about this or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about putting a football game on.
The big thing is, I think it would look pretty unprofessional if I had like my laptop set it up facing the TV and everything when they walked in and I'm just zoned out on watching the game.
Yeah.
So I try to put my stuff around the corner even if I am hiding and watching the game. But yeah, I'll absolutely put it on. I put on some music in the background. I think it's a good idea. anything you can do to take away from that stale feeling, if a house is vacant especially,
Yeah.
helps.
And then also, if it's occupied and they have a TV, 9 times out of 10, you can just go on YouTube or go on somewhere and put up they've got tons of open house music that has like a crackling fireplace with
Yeah.
some music.
Yeah, like the Zen.
For the ambiance or something.
I've had a seller have that on already when I did the open house. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I've had sellers that when I show the house have music
Mhm.
or something like that going,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know whether it helps, but it certainly doesn't hurt, so why not?
sure. Is there anything that's a definite no-no that you would say for open houses? Like, do not do that. Absolutely do not do that.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. Don't go in the backyard. We had
Hide in
an
the backyard. don't
hiding
hide.
in the backyard. We had an agent hiding in the backyard and people are wandering through the house. Don't do that. That's kids, yeah.
Taking your own kids and letting them.
Oh yeah, agents taking their own children to the open house, which I guess if you have, and kids that weren't well mannered.
Depending if they're well mannered or not, or if they're like little helping assistants. Cool, cute.
That's what I'm
But
looking
where
for.
they're running around, screaming their heads off,
Bad.
jumping on couches or stairs.
Yeah, and I didn't have childcare isn't really a good excuse because you do have a phone where you could cancel the open house. You know your kids, if they're not going to be able to be adorable and help out to
Yeah.
strangers, you know what I mean? Like, we
Yeah.
all have our own kid. What about a random stranger walking in when you're trying to be a professional? I can't wait until my daughter's old enough to be a little tour guide for me. It'll be adorable.
I
But
think
I'm
she's
not about
almost-
to do it before she's ready for that.
Well, I don't know, she's pretty close.
Jeez.
Oh, someone brings their Swiffer mop with scented pads
Oh,
if the house
Oh, that's
smells.
smart, too.
And then
That's
mop
just
as soon
that.
as I get there.
Because it's going to smell like you just cleaned.
it'll
Yep,
smell
yep.
I
clean.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
I got one.
Oh, Chris Webb.
Do you guys put balloons on your signs?
I do. I
Is
try
that
to.
important?
I think it is. It's eye catcher.
I have. The price of helium is crazy right now, so filling balloons is kind of expensive. I think it's at least worth putting a couple on the major streets just to catch people's eye.
Yeah.
And then if you have an open house sign that you can spare to put right in front of your listing that you're hosting, great. If you don't, I think a balloon on that sign
Oh, on the
in
for
front of
sale
the
side.
house is helpful too, because it's pretty normal for us to get, even if it's not our brokerage, like we notice the difference in the signs. The average buyer, it doesn't. So if there's another house for sale down the street, now they're sitting in their car trying to figure out which one they're supposed to be going to,
Yeah.
rather than seeing the balloon up and they know they're good to go.
Cindy brings a leaf blower for the front door. She blows off the front door. That's smart.
That might be a good idea for vacant homes especially, because most of the time if it's occupied, you're telling your clients, like, look, this is more important than picture day. Like, get this
Right.
house ready.
Right.
And they don't always follow through, but most of the time they will.
It's not an open house conversation, but the listing I had in Visalia that I put on tour that, the buyer showed up. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
So I bought a cordless blower just for him, for that house. I go before showings, blow the leaves on the street. So,
Yeah, so it looks neat
Mhm.
and clean.
It's above and beyond right there, Jared.
it was
Yeah.
the second agent I needed to sell.
I walked into that open house, but it was a broker open
He's a
house.
broker,
It was
yeah.
the weirdest thing. Remember, I walked in and I was like, "Who's this guy?"
On the way over,
Sitting
the
right there
future
beside
buyer
his
called
chair.
me.
And I was like, who is
Yeah.
this guy? Right? And I thought, is he the owner? And he's just posted up. And I thought, Jared, why
he
didn't
was
you
just
tell
some
me
guy
about
named
it?"
Doug. And
Doug,
that bought the
Doug
house.
decided he was like laying claim to that house, and he sat there with Jared.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's wild.
He could have just licked the knob and left.
Yeah. Yeah, when the realtors came in, he was shaking their hands.
Welcome to my home.
I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Welcome to my home.
Do you like my future home?
Yeah.
Mr. Chance guy.
It's crazy.
Do you ever have trouble deciding whether to keep the door open or closed?
Yes, the
How
front
hot is
door.
it? I at least leave it cracked.
Okay.
If it's really hot out, I'm not leaving a 3 foot by 7 foot hole in the wall to let 105-degree weather in. But when it's nice out, I'll leave it wide open.
do you notice they'll ring the doorbell sometimes and knock on the door? So when you crack it, they tend not to, right? They'll open
More
it.
often, yeah. My concern is just that somebody's standing on the front porch while I'm in the backyard with somebody and they're scared to come in.
Yeah.
So I want them to feel like they can walk right in. I forget it all the time, but I try to take a little printout that just says like "come on in" or "come right in," and put it on the front door. But for some reason, it's just something I forget fairly.
We need to get those little door hangers. I had a door hanger once that said, you know, "Open house, come in," you know, or "come on in," something like that. We should see if we can get some with the DT logo that we could give out to agents, because that would be kind of cute to hang on the door.
Yeah.
Like a door hanger?
Yeah, they're like a little door hanger that you put on the front door, so people know, come on in, it's okay. Especially for someone, like you're saying, a seller is not gonna appreciate, we have the door wide open and the air conditioning's just cranking.
Yeah, if it's hot
peak
out,
hours and.
everybody should understand too. If it's really hot out, I I won't even leave it cracked. I'll just leave it unlatched. And if you're gonna print out flyers like that, like "come right in" or anything like that, take the time, put a downtown logo on it, put something on it that looks professional and not just giant letters like you're having people over.
I had an open house fiasco where I had an open house and the door was open and a dog came in but did not belong to that household and managed to poop in the living room, and it wasn't even nobody knew who. I was like, "Where's this dog?"
That went from funny to tragic so fast.
Really bad, really bad. And so, you know, it wasn't their dog, because I'm taking pictures and sending, "Is this your dog?" "No, it's not our dog."
You
It was
thought Doug made it his.
a random
Yeah, I know,
dog.
right?
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's market territory to the
I
finest.
had a
Yes.
cat come in, but it didn't poop.
No, we've had that. So, okay, wrapping it up. Is there anybody online that has any other questions?
Do you have a checklist of what you have in your bin?
I should.
I don't. I should too.
So we can easily share. Because in my brain is like how you said, I'll glance the night before to look. So it's like, what triggers your brain as to, oh, this is missing or this isn't there. Like if there's a checklist, it's easy to confirm everything's there.
I mean, it's been so long doing it now that I know what's supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
To me, it's more the other stuff. Like that's automatic in my brain now. But I mean, my brain's like a ping pong ball. I need a list for everything, and I hate making lists, so I'm terrible at it. But that part's automatic for me now. It's more like forgetting the sign for the front door, or forgetting the little raffle printout I have, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's little stuff, and it's always something.
Well, thank you so much, guys. That was amazing information, and I appreciate your time and being on the panel. And let's go. Let's do some open houses, guys.